3. You are live.
We are live.
You were like
live.
3.
We are live.
And we're alone. Live and alone.
Bud. How you
What's
doing
that?
today? I said, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Just to make you feel good. Send you a little message.
I gotta hit that. Well, you're throwing a message.
There we go. So I guess maybe this wasn't a good topic.
Oh man.
Like I said, I thought just for the whole what the hell are these morons going to say about this stuff?
Yeah. Well, part of the problem is though, it's like you've been super busy doing your work with tax and everything. That we haven't really talked much during the week. So, once you said you got 4 more days left.
Yeah, 4 more days. Monday hits, and that's the filing deadline. I mean, Saturday I'll start doing extensions. Basically, I've got tomorrow to get what I can get done.
Yeah.
And then Saturday I'll do extensions, and because I don't want to wait. Maybe I'll wait until Sunday.
Mm.
And anyone that brings it in this late, I can easily just say it's not happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Well, they can always go to.
Go ahead.
Go to what's that? The quick pop-up joint there.
H&R Block.
H&R Block. I don't know how they are for doing taxes.
They're not very good. I mean, there's some good people.
Yeah.
But, they are what they are.
Yeah. A pop-up fucking tax thing.
Some keep set offices that are open year-round.
Oh, yeah? The one around me that I passed, it's just like seasonal.
Yeah. And
so
some of them, I mean, they rent out the space all year long just to have it open for the tax season.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a strip mall in Smithfield, and the office isn't ever open, but it's there. It's big H&R Block sign. They lease the joint for the whole year.
Now, see, I used to work inside the Home Depot in Smithfield.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. It was well, I didn't actually work for Home Depot. I was a vendor, but Smithfield was one of my stores. I did most stores in Rhode Island. I did Smithfield. What's that other one? Johnston.
Were you helping to build them or doing something?
I helped put. Well, it was the building was built. I helped get the electrical department set up, and then like those were one of my stores to maintain, make sure my product was out and stuff like that.
Yeah, this is. Someone's here.
Who's
Not
that?
Sure who.
Oh, one of those. I'll see. I don't have no comments.
But
someone's just watching.
Yeah. So, but anyway, yeah. The whole reason I came up with that topic, like I said, I watched a prepper video, and then all of a sudden it's in my feed nonstop, and it got me thinking about it. At the beginning of COVID, I did stock up on a bunch of canned goods and things like that. And like I said, I'm down to, of that 200 or 300, 400, whatever I spent on canned goods, I used it all up over 2 years. All it really did is make it not a hassle having to go to the store for canned goods for a couple of years. And I tend to like the idea of having months of food on hand. In fact, around here when we have storms, I've got well water. So if the power goes out, there's no flushing toilets. Yeah, I mean, I've got probably about 50 gallons of water down in the basement.
Oh, you serious?
It will in jugs, just if there's a storm, so there's no problem flushing toilets. We can have the power out for a full week, and if it's out for a week, if I had 10 gallons down there, it's not going to last. And it's just, it's not drinking water. It's just water, empty out a gallon jug of water and fill it up and have it ready to go the next time. But I kind of went down the rabbit hole watching these prepper videos, and a lot of them are horrible. 5 things you should do, and it's a complete waste of time video.
Yes, I don't really watch.
Basically they list 5 ways of planning. You know, get a notepad and write down and no useful advice. I
Yeah,
I watched one that this channel had like 70,000 subscribers, and they had a list of 5 things you should do. The
should do
first,
for what?
to get ready, in case
To get
something meteor
oh
hits, the power
oh
grid goes down, whatever. And it was all just a bunch of nonsense about, you know, think ahead, don't panic, that kind of,
yeah yeah
5 things that could have been one thing, like don't panic and plan.
yeah. I actually did. No, see what's funny with the pandemic started, the whole toilet paper like shortage like hit the fan. Like the week before, like when I buy toilet paper, I always buy a bunch of it anyway and just put it down in the basement.
Yep.
So I don't have to get it too often. So that week I bought it, and then all of a sudden the next week that's when toilet paper disappeared. And I was like, "Holy shit!" Luckily I bought all that just and
Hey, Rock.
E-Rock, what's going on, brother?
And I don't think he's here either. He might have been
My
the
wife,
one.
my wife, she bought a bunch of
Hey,
like
Dan B.
pasta. She bought a bunch of pasta, a bunch of rice. Dude, it was just funny some of the stuff we had, just massive amounts of.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to stock up on stuff anyway. If I see a sale, you
Yeah,
know, pasta for 50 cents, I'm buying 100 pounds of pasta. The other a client of mine has got a hey, Rock's here. What's up, Nick H? And
what's up, guys?
in fact, I've got a client that has got a meat market, and I, stopped by to pick up some information. They had chicken wings on sale for $2.99,
Yeah.
which is crazy now. They're $5
Oh,
anywhere you go.
it's
And
ridiculous how much a chicken wing costs.
yeah, so what do? I buy 20 pounds, and
Dude, I don't have a Blackstone, but I all of a sudden lately, now see you talk about falling into rabbit holes. I fall into the rabbit hole. I get a lot of Blackstone videos. I want one so bad. I think all of a
yeah,
sudden.
I'll tell you, Nick H. I've been really thinking about getting a Blackstone. I'm just not sure how often I'd use it. I'd love to have that big griddle space. Years ago, I used to have a lot of like parties at the house on a Sunday, invite like 40 people over and cook breakfast for 40 people.
Hmm.
If I get a Blackstone, I'd have to keep it on my deck because I wouldn't want to leave that out in the yard, or I'd have to build
Yeah,
a structure, to go
yeah.
around it. But yeah, Blackstones, I think they go for 500 or 600, and
Uh,
I would love to have one, but I'm just not sure I'm willing to pull the trigger on that.
no, I think is it like is it 500 or is it like 359 or something like that?
I think for a nice Blackstone, it's up there. But yeah, and what I was saying is that so I've been watching these videos, and I've got a natural tendency to stock up. Just they're talking about how meat prices are going to go through the roof and
They already
hyperinflation.
started to.
Yeah, so I mean, I bought myself a freezer. I got one of those vacuum sealers,
It's
and
funny, I have all that too. I have a vacuum seal and I have a freezer. But right now mine's loaded up with near the end of the fishing season, I stock up a bunch of like fish every time they have a little pop up. So I
yep.
probably have like 30 pounds of seafood in my freezer
And
right
I'm
now.
wondering what Nick is saying they had on sale. Blackstone is basically like it's a gas grill, but instead of the normal, what do you call those things you put your meat on? Uh,
The grate? It's not a grate,
Instead
it's
of
just a
grates, it's a flat top. It's basically a huge flat top, like in a restaurant where they make
like a
the
restaurant,
home
yeah.
fries.
Dude, they do make the best home fries.
239 for a blacktop. I mean, a Blackstone. I wonder though, if you buy a Blackstone from Walmart, if you're going to get
Mm,
a real Blackstone. For years, they've talked about how if you go to Home Depot and you buy
mm,
like a John Deere, you're getting something made by John Deere, but you're getting a
mm.
cheap down version of a John Deere. I've talked to guys who are construction guys, and they'll talk about how if you buy like a Moen sink from
Mhm.
Home Depot as
Yeah.
opposed to a regular supply store, it's It's different. When they open it up, the internal
Mm.
guts are different. It's a cheap down version, so they can meet Home Depot's price point. And it might be the same thing with that Blackstone from Walmart. The Blackstone on sale. Yeah, and I just wonder if you got a true blue Blackstone that you would have gotten if you ordered directly from Blackstone. Just because some of these companies, they force the manufacturer to meet their price point, and so they cheap it down. What would have been a metal part, on one thing is now a plastic part on another one.
Yeah.
Hey, Russ, how's it going?
How's it going?
So anyway, I just came up with this idea of doing a little prepper talk only because, and I mentioned to Kyle earlier, I happen to catch a couple videos on YouTube about prepping, and then as soon as I watched a couple, all of a sudden they were in my feed all the time. So I started watching. Hey, jolly old fat man, how's it going?
Bam, how's it going, buddy?
So for the hell of it, I started watching some, and I've got a natural tendency towards, I'm not a full prepper, but I always make sure I've got a ton of water on hand at the house. I'm on well water, so we lose power. No more water, no more flushing toilets. I'm always stocked up because of the prices on the meats going through the roof. I mean, I've been stocking up for the last few months, and using my vacuum sealer in a freezer. You take a piece of meat and just leave it in the package that you get it in. 3-6 months, and that's all you're supposed to leave it in there for. You vacuum seal it, supposedly you get 2 or 3 years.
So, oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. In fact, I've even started thinking about, I've got a chest freezer, so it opens from the top. When you open it, you don't lose a lot of the coolness. I'm wondering if I lost power, how many hours a day I'd have to actually run that freezer to keep it frozen if I had like a propane generator. Let's say something really bad happened. The power grid goes down and I've got, $1,000 worth of meat sitting in my chest freezer. I can't eat that within a week. And I've been
kind of Google it. Well, it depends on what kind of storm it is, first of all, right?
No, freezer, chest freezer.
But I'm saying it depends why if you lose power, what'd you lose power for? Is it a snowstorm? Because if it's a snowstorm, you could just throw shit outside.
Well, yeah, but for any reason, we get hurricanes, as you know.
Yeah.
And when I watch these prepper guys talking about it, they've got everything else: nuclear war, meteor hits. Somebody does a cyber attack on our power grid. Whatever. We just had COVID. What if instead of a 3% death rate, it was 15%? How screwed up will we be? So it's just I've always kind of tended towards doing that kind of stuff. I don't do it the way some guys do, where you go into their basement and they've got 20 years of food stored down there.
No, I'm not that crazy. I stock up on stuff but because I just don't want to go to the store for that thing often. If it's something to use on a regular basis, you know what I mean? But
I mean, the simplest thing. There's some people out there that if they lose power and they can't leave the house, they've got no water, period. And, what is not like food?
Yeah.
You can go without food for a few weeks. You can't go out without water for a few days.
It's funny, you want to laugh. What I think about sometimes, though, I look around my yard and I'm like, all right, if there is a zombie apocalypse and this is real life, how would I fortify my yard so I can stay here?
There's not much fortifying you can do. I mean, I've seen prepper guys where booby traps in the yards and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about being that crazy, but you don't want zombies getting in there, so you got to kind of block everything off,
Well, you can block off your house. There was a show.
Oh, dude, you buy those little pieces of wood at the fucking supermarket. It's ridiculous.
What little piece?
Like the little bundles of firewood, because he's saying he bought 6 pieces of wood, cost him $100, but it probably wasn't $100. He's just exaggerating the price.
Yeah, no, they usually.
But those little bundles of wood,
5 or 10. Yeah, I've got a woodshed with 2 or 3 cords in it right now, and I've got another pile that's probably still got about 1.5 cords in there. And every time I go to one of those convenience stores or the supermarket and see those weak little bundles of, wood for $6.50 or whatever, I kind of,
They're like $8 now, or something. $8 or $10 or something crazy.
yeah. So, do we have any people with a prepping mindset in the chat?
Dude, gas is definitely ridiculous right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even gas, I keep more than I would need for a season. I've got some gas cans, and I put the stabilizer in it.
I just buy a bunch of that True Fuel. No ethanol in it, dude. It's so much cleaner for your any of your stuff, your lawnmower, your generator, everything.
And what's this? 2x4x8. I don't know what Bam is talking about.
It's pieces of wood.
But you're talking about firewood.
We were talking about firewood, yeah. But he bought 2x4s by 8s, and then he bought 2x4s by 12s, and 1 4x4 by 10, and a 1 4x4 by 8 is what he bought for $100. Holy shit!
Where did you say for 100?
I think before that one.
I get a kick out of ammo. I remember at one point I had a buddy and he estimated that he had about 20,000 rounds of ammo. And at the time I remember thinking to myself, 20,000 rounds of ammo, what are you going to do with that?
Just in case.
Well, and I'd say I probably have about 15,000 rounds of ammo. And it's not enough. I mean, nowadays, with what the government does and the prices can go crazy and states trying to impose all kinds of restrictions, you basically you got to have enough ammo to last you for your lifetime if you needed it.
Yeah.
Daniel the Bearded.
What's up, brother?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, he's talking about that because my house is getting painted right now. We had a lot of shingles that had to get replaced, and I have a sheet of shingles. Before he started the job, the price of a box of shingles was like $2.99. He bought 3 boxes. Thought that's all he needed. He went to go buy another box. It was $450 the next time he went, like maybe a week and a half later. So the price of building materials is just through the roof.
Daniel says 25K rounds is the bare minimum. Hey, I'm with you. And hey, Tiki.
Tiki, what's going on?
And Bam mentioned that I guess prices are going through the roof. I thought that ammo was finally making its way back onto the shelves. Because I remember years ago when it got a little bit dicey as far as getting ammo and the prices going crazy. Prior to that point, I had a good amount of ammo. But after that, I mean, every week I just bought a little more, until one day I kind of counted them up and I was like, wow, I got a lot of ammo.
I guess it's never a bad thing.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, Dan B. Nah, you know what? I've never been interested in making my own. Reloading.
Oh.
Yeah, we've got a store up here that does, they're in some group buying club. I forget how many different gun stores in the Northeast belong to this buying group. And I remember when things were crazy, AR-15s were going for like $2,000. And a buddy of mine that's really close with them let me know that they had a whole trailer full of them. And they were just kind of holding them back, because the demand was so far up there and just trying to, milk it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, in fact, watching these prepper videos did get me thinking about one thing I definitely would like to do. Hey, Steven.
Steve, what's going on?
As soon as I get done with the tax season, I have a little time to myself. I'm going to put in one of those hand pump wells because I'm sick of when the power does go out. Having to rely on that stockpile I've got in the basement to get the toilets to work. And
Yeah.
you got well water, you don't have power. It's not coming up. And I just want to put in one of those hand pump wells. And I've watched a bunch of videos about how to do it. I'm not sure whether I would try it myself because we've got a lot of ledge here. And if I'm trying to get down 25 feet and I hit some boulder the size of my desk, I'm not getting through it.
Yeah.
And I'm not quite sure what it would cost to get
I bet you. Well,
a 20,
I'll tell you.
25-foot deep well drilled.
Well, it's costing me $1,500 to paint my house. So
$1,500 to paint your house? That's not bad at all. Are you
I mean
doing
15,000. 15,000. Plus
15
plus it cost 15,000. I'm sorry, I said 1,500. 15,000.
Wow.
Plus, just to get my shingles done to replace like separate, it cost me $3,000 to get the shingles put on my house, and he charged me I forget what he charged me for labor, but it wasn't much. I
Yeah.
was like, damn, the materials are just ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, I would dig my own well. Hey, Kevin. And I know I've got to call you, but I've just been kind of, you know
Kenny
what?
calling nobody.
Hey, Yelly. Yeah, I've been just crazy with working like 12, 14-hour days. Yeah,
Yeah,
15K to paint your house sounds outrageous.
I'm serious. It is. It's insane up here, the prices.
The last time I got the price to do my house, and that would have
A
involved
master bathroom, 110K.
wow.
That's insane.
Yeah, when I hear prices like that, I'm never.
Well, I had 3 windows put in my house. One of them was cut bigger, and 2 stood the same size. 3 windows get put in and reframed and everything like that cost me $6,000.
Yeah, it's crazy. When I get those
It's insane.
Anderson window flyers in the mail, $250 off each window. I'm like, if they're gonna cut me a break for $250, what the hell are they charging?
600K, Jesus Christ, for a kitchen. That's worth more than my house.
Yeah, I wonder, has anyone in the chat ever dug their own groundwater well? That's something I would actually do myself. I don't want to burn a couple of days trying to do it myself. If it's just going to be impossible.
Actually, too.
Yeah, I hear you, Kevin. Buy a new house for some of these prices.
My wife's aunt passed away, so before we sold our house, we had a failed inspection for the septic system. It cost us $30,000 to get a new septic in.
It sounds like Beard Kevin has dug his own well. Yeah,
There
Kevin,
it is.
I've been thinking about doing it myself. Well, I would either do it. The different ways I've seen of doing it is either doing it with one of those cast iron heads where you just pound it in, and eventually you get down there. Then there's some that just do it with the auger and pull it out. And I saw one guy that had a nifty little approach where he used PVC pipe in a power washer and used the force of the power washer on a long to break it up.
Yeah.
And he had something else sucking out the debris.
Oh, shit. That's pretty creative.
Yeah, but where I am with a lot of ledge, I wouldn't even, like I said, if I hit a rock the size of my desk,
yeah,
I'm not going to get it through with that cast iron, point thing.
Yeah,
smashing it with a sledgehammer.
You're
Definitely wouldn't get through it. I saw one guy doing it with, just like a pole digger or an auger, and they put these attachments on it, so they've eventually got 20 feet down in just doing it by hand. But where I am, there's too much ledge. I might be wasting my time.
You're gonna end up with like 10 holes in your yard. I can see you like going crazy. Just one more.
And
you already got like 10 to 15
mentioned that
holes.
You can't buy a house for less than $450 where he is. I think around here you can still get a house for the low 300s, but you're not getting much. Yeah, 100 acres. That sounds nice. on your siding by
where
opening a window.
I got a single family, 5 bedrooms, pretty decent yard, and I'm near the beaches. And my house is about, I want to say 460 last time I checked.
460.
Yeah.
I have no idea what mine would go for. At its high point, my house, like 16 years ago, when like 2005, 2006, before
Oh,
the
and it was
drop.
banging. Yeah.
Yeah, but back then it was worth about 450. Now, I don't know. I've had people tell me I could get 5 and change. I'm not sure. The problem for us up here, yeah, maybe you get a nice chunk of change for your house, but then what the hell are you going to buy? You know,
Yeah, exactly.
you're going to be in the situation the people that just bought yours are in.
Yeah, and then you're gonna find something you're not as happy with.
Yeah, but yeah, 450 being the low point. I remember not too long ago around here, people were buying decent, fixer uppers for like 175 grand.
Yeah.
That was only like 7-8 years ago.
Well, we had when we sold my aunt's house, my wife's aunt's house, we ended up selling. It was a modular home, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths on a half acre of land, and we got 325,000 for it.
Hmm.
And it's still it needed a lot of work.
Yeah, that's something I'm wondering. How many of you can pee outside your house? Like in that movie, I don't know if you remember, who was the guy that, I can never remember names, that was in that movie Ghost, passed away.
Patrick Swayze?
Patrick Swayze, where he plays a hillbilly cop.
Yeah.
And the Rob Roy guy is his brother.
I can pee outside in my yard. I can't walk around naked, but I can pee in my yard.
I could, depending on what part of the yard is, I could walk
Dude,
around.
you could definitely pee in your yard.
Yeah.
You can walk around naked in your back of your yard. You got a big yard. And you have no one behind you there.
Nope. But so, Ian, I was going to ask, how many of you can pee in your yard? To me, I still remember Briar, his brother. If I want to step over my own porch and take a pee, I can. And that was his selling point for staying in the hills.
It's a good reason.
I don't think I'd ever want to live in a condo or anything like that.
I would never want. My wife likes that. My wife loves the idea of a condo. I said, babe, there's no way in hell I will ever live in a condo. I said, it's just not happening.
Yeah, I like the space. I like the room.
I'd rather live in a trailer before I lived in a condo.
Yeah, we're more talking about if you live in the sort of place where you can comfortably walk out your door and take a pee, and there's no one around, no one to care. And I'm not sure what that means. So I'm kind of curious. Are there any preppers in the chat? People getting ready for that big meteor to hit, or?
Dude, if a meteor hits, we're just fucked anyway. So
You never know.
That food you saved.
In a lot of movies, you just get a lot. The sea level rises.
You said a lot of movies.
If you're up high enough, you just watch the tidal wave almost get you.
Actually, the only thing I'd be nervous about is having enough weed. I would definitely need weed to get through those days.
Yeah, E-Rock said he lived in a condo and never again. I've never lived in a condo. When I was younger, I lived in apartments, but I couldn't deal with it.
But apartment's a little bit different. Everybody's got their own level, so it's not too bad. Yeah. But a condo is just, fuck that.
Yeah. So I guess we got nobody in the chat that's much of a prepper. I mean, I'm not much of one either. A lot of guns, a lot of ammo, a lot of food, but I don't have medical supplies and all that stuff.
I'll figure it out when it happens. If a meteor hits, we're just fucked anyway. So
not if it's a small one. I'll tell you what, if global warming really kicks in, we're going to have some prime real estate up here. It'll be like,
Uh,
you know what? That's one thing I don't have. I don't have a bug out bag.
what's a bug out
A
bag?
bug out bag is basically if you got to roll, you got to go. It's a bag that has essentials to keep you alive for 3 or 4 days, food, tools, stuff like that.
Shit. Socks, underwear, my smokes, and some weed, and I'm good.
And Kevin says he's got an 8 acre plot where his house is.
Oh,
You know what? I've thought about. I'm not sure what I'd do with the bug out bag. And I'm not planning to bug out anywhere. And I do kind of get a kick out of the real deal preppers. Thousands of dollars worth of supplies, which are, out the window if you get a bug out.
I don't know. If it ever happens, if it comes down to it, I'll figure it out.
I did see a cool video for making your own simple, easy root cellar to store things. I guess
Yeah.
a root cellar is a way of, keeping things like vegetables, potatoes, stuff like that good for an extended period of time.
Mm,
It was a buried garbage can.
yeah.
So you bug out and then you come back from time to time, take your supplies that you've got hidden around.
Hidden around. That's hilarious.
Now, Ellie, you've got a bug out bag, but are you in like a high density, area, like a city? If I was in a city, I'd definitely have a bug out bag.
Yeah, I'm in the city. I don't have a bug out bag. Corners of the room.
Rifles ready to go in the corners of the rooms.
Goddamn hillbillies. No, I'm only messing with you.
I've got a child in the house, so I keep mine hidden.
That's hilarious.
Run to the mountains.
Run to the mountains. I could get a boat where I'm right on the water.
I'd love to see a picture of Kevin's house with all the rifles in the different corners. It reminds me of that movie True Detective, where the Indian gets accused of doing something he didn't do, and he's got his house all set. True Detective, the one with Woody Harrelson, and no, not Woody Harrelson. The one where one of the detectives ends up getting Alzheimer's at the end. Anyway, there's this scene where this guy's got his house all set, tripwires, all kinds of stuff. You go in his house and he's got, a rifle stacked in each corner so he can bounce.
Wasn't that a TV show?
I think that was an HBO show.
Okay, yeah. I watched that one, I believe.
I don't own a few, but I support those carry.
Pew pew. Pew pew.
Pew pew. Okay. Yeah. I'll tell you one thing.
No, I don't own one either. Though,
If something bad happened, I've got enough beard products to last me.
I'm good with beard products too.
Yeah. If society falls apart, I'm going to be all set with beard products.
Actually, I just got a cleanup yesterday. My beard cleaned up, lined up.
I'm wondering what Ellie's got for a paintball gun. I've got, oh man, it's an ancient gun now, but I've got a Ego, 2011 Ego, and I've got a shocker. I've actually got an old from when paintball first started in the 80s. What did I do? What do I look tired? Do I look beat?
Not really.
I like it, Texas living.
Yeah, there it is.
I used to play paintball religiously. I loved it.
Oh, did you? I did it messing around here and there, but I didn't really get into it.
Yeah, I used to play every weekend.
I had a couple of buddies that were really into it.
My Ego was about $1,000. Paintball gun.
Yeah. I
And
remember once I had to
go ahead.
borrow my friends once though, because where I lived when I was probably like 25 at the time. The apartment I lived at, there was a stop sign right at the corner of my house. And this guy every day, I mean every night at 2 o'clock in the morning, would get there on his bike and like rev his engine all the time. And it was like, dude, can't you just stop and go? So finally I said this went on for like all summer long. Finally I called my buddy, I'm like, yo, let me borrow that paint gun. I went and laid on my roof and I waited for him. And I pegged him up like 3 days in a row and he finally stopped going around my house.
I had a hawk that was messing with me, and I didn't want to hurt the hawk, but
Yeah.
I was out mowing the lawn, and all of a sudden, it felt like someone threw a baseball mitt and hit me in the back of the head. You know, all of a sudden, I get hit in the back of the head, and I'm looking around, and this hawk is sitting probably about 15, 20 feet away from me up on a branch, making a racket, letting me know it was her. Around my house, I've got very tall 85-foot trees, but there's a wide open area in the middle. And pretty much every year, I get a hawk that nests, and they use my yard as a training ground for the little baby hawks or the adolescents.
You should just buy some like mice and just like let them free in the yard.
Well, so anyways, this thing hits me in the back of the head, and you know, I realized it wasn't trying to hurt me. It was just trying to say, get out of my yard. And, you know, it was my yard. So I get the BB gun and I, you know, light, you know, 2 pumps, and just, it was stubborn, but, you know, I kept on peppering it and forcing it to retreat. And it kept on like getting sick of it and bouncing back 4 or 5 feet to a further back branch and then a little further and a little further. And a second time, you know, I was concerned because my little one, if it pulled those talons out, it could kill you. And a couple weeks later, it came by, and this time it didn't hit me. It just kind of brushed me with its wing. And I started to grab a shotgun. And then I was like, you know what? It didn't touch me. It just, you know, said, I'm here, you know, please watch out for my little ones. And I decided that, you know, shooting a hawk wasn't going to be a good idea. And she ended up respecting me, and I left her alone. And I once had a little teeny bird that was harassing me on my front porch. Every time I came up on the front porch, it'd buzz me. And then it would go to my garage, which is about 50 feet away, and just sit on the apex of the garage and look at me, kind of mocking me. Until one day I get the BB gun out, and I didn't hit it. I just placed a couple BBs within an inch of it, you know, to let it know that, you know, you want to sit there and laugh at me, you know, I can reach out too. And those little bastards are smart. That's all I had to do. I never shot it. I just put BBs next to it, and it never bothered me again. You know, my way of saying, you know, I can reach out and touch you if I want.
Actually, it was crazy. Just the other day, like I live in a city, and there was like 8 wild turkeys just roaming down the street like a couple of weeks ago.
And Kevin, talking about an angels, I almost bought an angel years ago. I always heard they were great guns, and but I ended up going with the Ego, and I had what was a shocker, is what I had before that, and I loved them both. I'm not sure they still work. The Ego started having trouble, and I brought it to a place to have them look at it. In the dipshit little, you know, teenager working behind the counter dropped all the springs from the regulator, and I'm not even sure he picked them all up, and I could never figure out how many springs belong in there. So I might just have to. What's that?
You can always Google it.
Yeah, I tried and I couldn't find it.
Bear check. So I haven't tried that. I gotta try them eventually.
Yeah, I've been using Beer Check soap for the last month and a half, and I'm really digging it. I don't know if it's that the winter is ending, but I know I'm not getting the itchiness that I used to get. And I wonder what that idea was.
I got actually I still got a bunch of soap. I bought a bunch of soap from Tyler's wife because she has a B-side candles, and I bought a bunch of soap off of her.
From whose wife?
Tyler from Woolly Wizard.
Oh, okay. His wife does soap business.
Soaps. She does soaps, candles, body butters. I got a nice chapsticks. I got a nice little box for Christmas for my wife.
And they don't do it together under Woolly Wizard. They're separate.
Yeah, they're separate.
So
he's on the Woolly Wizard and she's on the B-side candles.
kind of surprised that they wouldn't try and.
That's what I told them that a couple of times.
Yeah, try and or even double it up. Offer her products on his site and his products on hers. Keep them separate, but expand it.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. I'll have to consult with Tyler. Why don't you? Yeah, I mean, what would it hurt if on his site there was a little area for that stuff?
Yeah, exactly.
Just doubling up the marketing in one shot.
Man, it's been nice having have you been able to enjoy the weather at all lately? But you just been stuck in the house.
Yeah, I've been stuck in the house. I kind of like the way that my season goes because as soon as it really starts getting nice, I'm done.
You're done, yeah.
Yeah. I got to tell you, I'm surprised so many people at work, 2 or 3, have played paintball. I haven't heard the name In Angel paintball gun in a long time. I know around here, paintball kind of just died.
It died big time. Yeah, it did disappeared.
Yeah. I'm wondering if the places that I used to play are even still open. I used to play at Fox 4 Paintball.
Yeah.
That's a place up in probably closer to you. It's in I can't remember the name of that. Uxbridge? Upton.
I'm not sure where Upton is from me.
It's definitely south. And according to this, they're still open.
Oh wow.
Wow.
No.
I
don't think Upton's south of me. Maybe northwest of me, maybe.
It's off of 146. Worcester.
Okay. All right. No,
Hello,
that's
Worcester.
yeah, but that's west of me.
Oh, I just saw a post. Fox 4 Paintball in Mass is closing for good. Dated July 2020. So, it was a nice place. They had the tournament play, plus they had a big, I think it was 30-acre wood field with these little plywood towns. And
I'm shocked that drive-in movie theaters didn't try to make a big comeback around here.
We still have one.
You have one, yeah. I think there's one in Mass somewhere too. But I'm saying you would have thought more would have tried to pop up a couple of. Because there's some run down ones that are just open spots of land still, and I'm surprised they didn't try to do anything with them.
Yeah, sorry, Danby. No roulette. Oh wait, there is roulette.
There is roulette tonight. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's right after.
You got to wait 17 minutes, and you can play beard roulette or beard oil roulette with Tyler. He does it every Thursday at 9.
Yeah, right after. So right after this,
your wish has been answered. But yeah, we've got the Rustic Drive-In Theater, and it was closed down for a couple of years, but then somebody opened it back up.
Mm-hmm. But with the whole COVID stuff, you would have thought they would have tried to open those up.
Yeah.
Because there's social distancing. Everybody's in their car. You know what I mean? Just that you couldn't have any any concessions open. Just everybody pulls into the spot. You watch in your car, and that's it.
You know what? I never got into airsofts because playing paintball, people cheat like crazy, and you're leaving them. You're leaving a mark on them. And I from what I've seen of YouTube videos with airsoft, I mean, it's just nonstop cheating, and I don't know. I don't think I could deal with it. I like the idea. For one, paintballs hurt a little bit, so you
Those
you
fucking
got
hurt
hit.
a bare skin, that's for sure.
And yeah, I mean, I used to come home with welts.
Oh,
Your windows are down. It's raining.
Oh, Kyle, you're gonna have to handle this.
all right.
My
I can't
windows
scroll
are
through
down.
this time.
My windows are down, and it's raining.
That's hilarious. Man, all right, wait, hold on. I can look at comments. All right, so I won't be able to see some of
Where are you going?
that. So what has everybody got in bed today? I have Woolly Wizard 2 realms in. After I took my shower, I popped that in real quick. I did get cleaned up yesterday. Got the mullet cleaned up. Look at that. Cleaned up. Let it grow in a little bit. But oh man. Let me see. Can't really say anything. Dude, catching someone taking a poop in your backyard. Actually, one day I came home when I first got the puppy. Well, he's not a puppy anymore. He's 2, but I call him a puppy. I came home one day. My wife just came out with him, and all of a sudden he got really tall and started barking crazy at the corner of the house. I'm like, what the hell? I look over and there was a guy pissing in my yard.
Yeah, Wheel of Doom. Yeah, I played. I know they play in full-blown scaled cities. I played paintball at this. I think the place was called Ghost Town Paintball, but they had this awesome building. It was almost like a castle with multiple levels and just these long hallways, and it was incredible place to play.
Is it raining hard where you're at? Or
No,
just like a drizzle. Because I
one
think that's
dude
coming my way.
paintballed was because he took a poop in my backyard. Okay. T3,
Hey,
I haven't tried them yet.
If I had a paintball gun and I saw someone taking a shit in my yard, I'd definitely be shooting them with it.
Week 68.
Is it 68? I thought it said 71. I don't remember what I saw.
Yeah. Yeah, I wore black amber yesterday. Cool.
Oh, super secret. Yeah, I don't know, man. I have this line of aprovites, and then the fence meets, and he was like in the corner of the yard over there just fucking pissing. And my dog would do it. It's the first time I ever saw him lose his shit. I think that's the only time he's ever really lost his shit.
My dog got over into the neighbor's yard once, and he sent me texted me a picture of a pile of crap sitting next to his front door.
That is hilarious. Did you go pick it up?
I offered to, but I called up and his wife answered. Oh, he'd be a prick, and his wife would be all, super sweet about it. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know why he did that, and
Yeah. I would have sent him a text back like this.
I used to get along with my neighbor, but one 4th of July, there was a little disagreement. One of his drunken guests started yelling over to me, and I was gonna start saying things back, but I could hear kids in the background, so I was what am I gonna do? F you, come on over here if you want to. I figured I can't do any of that if I can hear children in the background. So
yeah, I would have flipped the switch. I'd be like, "Fuck you, bro! Come on over."
Yeah, no, with kids in the background. And it was just one drunken guy, but I could hear my neighbor kind of snickering along with it. And it's kind of woodsy. I couldn't even see them, but I could hear, so I just figured, screw this guy. But his wife is nice.
Yeah. Just sending me, I could have said, hey man, your dog shit in my yard. Can you, da da da? I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, whatever. But sending you.
I would have gone over and cleaned it up. So yeah, I wish I could watch Woolly Wizard, but as soon as this is done, Back to
You
work.
going? Are you seriously going back to work right after that?
Yeah, I mean, what else am I going to do?
That's true.
On Thursdays, I often, would go out for an hour or two, but
Yeah.
in an hour or two, I can get a hell of a lot done. So it
Yeah.
sounds like no one was into the whole prepper topic. I thought that'd be, talk about ammo, guns, stockpiling water and food, toilet paper, antibiotics.
Hey,
Nope.
I'm the type of person that's just like, you know what? If something happens, I'll just figure it out.
I don't know. I'd rather figure it out while I'm eating a nice piece of swordfish,
Yeah. Well, I'll have plenty of fish, but I'm not stocking up on fish just because, um, just in case something happens. It's a good price at it because we get like when the boats come right off, they have like little pop up tents. That's like 5 minutes from my house, and I just go over there and I grab some fish and then I stock up on it and
Ellie with the
throw
bug
it in my
out bag
freezer.
says she's a prepper for sure. I would say I'm a kind of like half-assed prepper. Like I keep things in mind, and
My wife is a little bit of one though. She'll like if she hears something, she'll just like, "We got to do this. We got to buy a bunch of this." And it's like, "Whoa, babe, calm down."
Dan, I don't know all that much about knives, so when you mentioned the knife, I did see a prepper video yesterday where they were talking about this decent knife for $20, but the only thing I've ever had really for a knife is K-bar. To me, you get a decent K-bar and you're good.
That's funny. I have no knives, no guns.
When the pandemic hit, I was good except for my lack of foresight about toilet paper. It just never occurred to me,
And like I said, I got lucky with the toilet paper thing. So
Yeah. Well, you had, just
I had a bunch right
natural
before it
buying.
all hit before the shit hit the fan.
How about this for a topic? What's your favorite toilet paper? For me, it's Scott.
What do we? You like Scots? I'm not a fan of Scots.
I hear Bearded Rudy. I mentioned that too. If the shit hits the fan, I'm all
Plenty
set
of
with
beard
beard
oil.
products.
I got plenty of
Will
oils
not
and
run out.
butters. I got a bunch of shampoo, beard shampoo from Ferocious.
Yeah,
I got
DMB K bars are great. I don't really know anything about the different types of steel and what makes one good, what makes another one not so good.
I do. Hey, I do though. I do have a brand new axe and a chainsaw. I don't know if that what would I have something to protect myself with.
Scott toilet paper. I love those. It's thin, but it's strong. It comes 1,000 pieces to a roll, so it lasts forever. Or not forever, but a long time.
God, it's just so rough.
Well, but it doesn't leave dingleberries
It doesn't.
like those
Actually, you know what?
cottonelles and things like that.
No, you know what doesn't leave dingleberries is, believe it or not, the Walmart brand, like their I forget what it's called.
You know something,
It's
DMB?
actually pretty good.
I'm gonna actually look up what. I'm assuming that's a Riot Exo gravity knife.
They do a run in May. Yeah, I don't know nothing about knives.
Yeah, me neither. I don't even know, cooking knives. I could ask my father and he'd know everything because he was a chef. But
I know
as
a
far
few
as
of
what
them.
makes a knife good or bad, or, I know there are good K bars and, crappy K bars.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, Dan, I wouldn't know a thing about what makes this a good or a bad knife.
Actually, I do have a machete in my garage. That's about all I got. And some chef knives.
Kroger brand. For me, I don't think we don't have Kroger's around here.
I don't have a Kroger either.
Yeah, I'm
I never even heard of it.
I'm with Bearded Rudy. Scott TP or die.
It's like using the fucking
Charmin,
bark off a tree.
Charmin, isn't that like Dingleberry Central?
It is. It says it's not, but it is. Actually, I'm about to get a bidet. Is what I'm about to do.
That just never the whole idea of that never thrilled me. I was listening
Well,
to
you know those ones with the attachments they have on now.
and Kevin says Charmin too. I don't get this. I was listening to the radio one day driving the rock station. You probably know it, HJY out of Providence.
HJY.
But anyway, they were talking about some study that was done saying how some high percentage of people don't wipe their butt the right way. Like there's a right direction and a wrong direction, and they were saying like 30 or 40% of people were doing it in the wrong direction.
If you go front to back or back to front,
you're supposed to go front to back, not back to front.
No, I understand that, but that's what they were talking about, though, right?
Yeah,
that's
and people were going the wrong direction.
Yeah,
it looks cool. I'm looking at it right now, Dan. I don't have a machete or an axe. Oh wait, I do have a machete. That's right.
You don't have an axe?
No, I've got a maul. I've got a maul for splitting wood. I don't have an axe for cutting wood. I've got a chainsaw for cutting wood.
I got a chainsaw.
Yes, Ellie, that's a dingleberry. A dingleberry is basically, I don't want to really describe it.
Scott 2-ply, good for septic. Okay.
Which is great. In fact, I've got to get my septic pumped again. In fact, that's my big question I've been wondering. If I put in a well for groundwater, how the hell far do I have to be away from my leach field?
I have no idea.
Or I'm going to get poop water. Scott does work. What is Benchmade? I'm going to find out what Benchmade is if she doesn't tell us.
Yeah.
What's up, Donnie?
Donnie, what's going on?
Dingleberries are horrible.
Now, see, I use toilet paper and then I use a wipe, and then.
See, Ellie, you would have been better off if you didn't know what a dingleberry was. I'd be happy if I didn't know what a dingleberry was. Oh, okay. Benchmade is a knife.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, and like I said, even with the K bars, I mean, there are crappy ones and good ones. Yeah, no, I'm talking about
220 feet.
Kevin, just a groundwater well with a hand pump. So that way, if the power goes out, you can still get water instead of, leaving a supply in the basement. She's got two of them.
Yes, yeah.
Griptilian 550 from Benchmade. Now I've got to look up this stuff afterwards.
You're gonna go down a rabbit hole.
You'll never get one if you just waffle stuff. I think I know what he's talking about, but
oh yeah, when you take a shit in the shower and then you stomp it down the drain.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I could ever do that.
No, I could.
Just the thought of my feet going onto shit. Oh my god.
Well, it makes it better if it's your own, right?
I guess. Did you ever step in dog shit in the yard, like with bare feet?
Yes. Not fun.
Goes through your, like if you it's just,
I've done it once or twice. Not good. And hey, we're rolling up on Tyler's live stream, so let's call it quits and
all right.
Head over to Tyler, play some beard oil roulette. And thank you for coming, guys. Sorry, I thought this was a good topic, maybe not so good, But
Nah, it was still, hey, we had a good time.
so I'm off to work. I probably won't make it over to Willie. I'll stop in to say hi, but I don't think I can hang out for the whole thing. And I'll see you guys next time around.